Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Your real opponent is within. It's within. Look, when we're going through life, a lot of times we look outside of ourselves or we point to something outside of ourselves stopping us from doing something, stopping us from accomplishing something in life. And that's not the case. It's really within. I'm gonna use myself for an example because as I say on my Deep Thought channel, I'm not a guru. I'm not a guru. I'm a person who had to fight to get where I am. I had to fight for it. It wasn't handed to me. And it wasn't like just some great natural talent where everything I touched turned to gold. Yeah, there were times it seemed like that, but then, I've had my failures. I have no problem admitting that. Any man who said he hasn't failed at something in life or made mistakes is lying. Is lying. I want to meet the one. And if I want to meet the one who says he's never has failed at life. Because the next question is, well, how come you're not a billionaire? And I will say billionaire. And even then, billionaires fail. And they'll tell you the average millionaire faces bankruptcy 3 times. So everybody has gone through it. But one of the things I learned, one of the things that was slowing me down was me. Not the theys, whether, you want to call it, racism, whether you want to call it the Illuminati or, the alien grays, whatever you want to say. It's never the theys. They can try, but it's always myself. And that's the thing with me. I always said, okay, what's stopping me? And other people seen it. I remember a mentor saw it, but he didn't really tell me. He just said, hey, once you deal with some stuff, watch out for you. And he was right. And he was smart enough not to just say this, this, and this. He said he let me find out on my own, which I respect. And that's the thing. And that's with everyone else. That's with everyone else. Like I've had a lot of people compliment me on, the bigger place and everything. And the reality is I could have had even a bigger place probably 30 years ago. I mean, had nice places in the past. Just the same size, just as nice, condo, house, all of that. But then what kept me from maintaining that? I went through my period of going into the valley, but then I saw what it was. And so I corrected stuff. And this ain't a level up. This is just coming back to where I was. But what kept me where I was? What kept me there? Me. It wasn't the days, it wasn't anybody else. Now, I could try to say that, which a lot of people do, but I was like, when I look back at it, I say, you know what? Everything was a choice. There was that part in me I had to conquer. I had to fight, or I had to get up there, I had to get up there, throw some jabs. I had to learn some stuff. That's every single one of you, every single man watching this. And like I said, I know some ladies watching and stuff, but you know what? Saturdays, that's manhood day. Saturdays, manhood days. And so I'm talking to the men. It's not the days stopping you. It's not somebody rejecting you or something. Yeah, you get that, and yeah, you want to get outside forces that try to stop you, but then you allowed it. Because my thing is, if you throw me in a hole, I'm not going to reach up and say, hey, you threw me in a hole, or sit there complaining. You throw me in a hole or something, I'm going to say, most I'm going to say to you is, okay, I'm in this hole. You got a head start because I'm going to come up there and break my foot off in your ass. And then I'm going to keep doing what I was doing. You got to look in the mirror and say to yourself, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to let anything stop me. And yeah, you know what, it's work. It's work. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because you got to get over your own self. Because that's the trick. In fact, that's what the theys will do. They'll get it so that you're really stopping yourself, because they know if you don't stop yourself, they can't stop you. They can't stop you. And that's something I've learned in life, just observation. I learned it with myself. I learned it watching other people. I can see, I've talked about it, I talked about it on my business channel, seeing the talent in people, but them not really using that talent. And it wasn't anybody stopping them. Not even circumstance. I don't care what it is. You still could have did something. You still could have found a way. But then that's easy to say they stopped you. It's easy. Seriously, it's easy. It's easy to allow that. But in this day and age, We need men to stand up. We need men to stand up and decide, you know what? I'm gonna go kick ass anyway. I'm gonna do what I have to do. I have to work extra. You know, you might have to work 60 hours a week, probably. Shout out Kevin Samuels, may he rest in peace. He said that, and he was right. You know what? I'll use myself as an example, because see, and just real quick, let me just be clear, because sometimes they say, well, why are you mentioning yourself? Because I don't like telling people something I haven't done. I think it's hypocritical for me to say, y'all do this, you should do this, but I haven't gone through it. My thing is, I'm saying if I can go through it and conquer it, then you can too. Then you can too. And that's the thing. So that's the whole thing. So I've gone through it. Shit, gone through a lot. But I say, and every time, and there were times I looked at outside of me and say, well, this person did this. And then I said, I had to slap myself. I had to look in the mirror and slap myself. I had to have that mirror talk. Shout out C Boogie. I had to slap myself and say, hold up. There ain't nobody stopping you. Ain't nobody in your way. Ain't nobody in your way. Who's stopping you? What's stopping you? If you want to do something, you're going to do it. That's the bottom line. You will find a way. If you got to find a way to get through school. When I was in school at American University, there were a couple guys, they wanted to get a degree. They didn't have the money and stuff. They were employees there. And but they were able to take some free classes. And they took their time. Both of them end up with PhDs, both of them. But they started out, one was a mailman, one was an administrative assistant. But they both climbed. They didn't make any excuses as men. And that's the thing, too many excuses out here. You gotta do what you gotta do, but you gotta fight that opponent. You know, like a visualization I had was actually fighting that opponent on several occasions. Like just getting in there. In fact, I had written a short story where a character had a dream sequence where he fought himself. That's always been a theme, just fighting yourself. Because once you conquer yourself, once you conquer the negative side of you, once you get that animal within you under control, and there's so many ways of looking at it, but it's ultimately fighting yourself, you can rise to the stars. Because nothing can stop you. If something inside of you can't stop you, how can something outside? They just got to move out of your way. It's like I said in a Sunday video a week or so ago, when I was talking about fear. You got to look at fear. Say, fear, get out of my way. And that comes from a saying, I first heard former television show host Montel Williams used to say that. Because before he did, not quite fear, get out of your way, but he used to say, mountain, get out of my way. And he did that before he had the TV show. He was in the Navy. He would do inspirational speeches for young people. And he would go in there and he would have them say, mountain, get out of my way. Now, whether he came up with that or got it from somebody else, it's the same principle. But instead of saying fear or mountain, you look at yourself and say, self, get out of my way. You got to defeat that opponent, because you know what it means. And it goes beyond like just getting women. It means living life on your terms. I talk about being a sovereign man, but how can you be a sovereign man, but you got something inside of you stopping you? I want y'all to think about that. You got something inside of you. But once you get past that, once you get past your own shit, the world is your oyster. The world is your oyster. And then, you know, it's not going to be easy, because everybody got their own demons to fight. And some people even got health issues they got to fight. You still got to fight, though, because that's what it means to be a man. Part of being a man is being a warrior. And that war you fight is not outside of you, but inside of you. And I don't care what you try to say it is. You can say it, but at the end of the day, once you conquer the inside, nothing outside of you can conquer you. So I want y'all to think about that. And I want y'all to do it, not just think about it. I want you to start that fight. As soon as you hear this, as soon as you turn off this video, whatever you do, just start saying, make the choice right there. It's like, no, I'm going to defeat that opponent within me that's stopping me from doing stuff. And if you that type, say, well, what about this and this? You still not, no. Because see, here's the thing, you only have 100% control over yourself. Yeah, you gonna come, some stuff gonna come against you from the outside, always, but if you build yourself from the inside, you build your armor where even the outside can't fuck with you on any level. I want y'all to know that. And look, and you have the choice to. And you know me, I don't promote specific spiritual paths or anything, but regardless of how you choose to worship, whether you use the term God, creator, or whatever, regardless, you were given a choice. It's always a choice. Make the choice to defeat the opponent within you and to rise to the stars. Because that's where you belong. So I want you to act on it, not think on this, act on this. So that's all I have for today. Get to work.